once again to session 2 of Communicator Extraordinaire. My name is Titi Omole, and I welcome you this lovely afternoon. I hope you had an amazing time last week, and we are even in for even much more today. Just a little bit about our company. Our organization, if I use that word, we are called Cause for Children Limited, and our main aim is to continue to empower our youth to thrive, and we do that through our various. We've got various initiatives that we do, workshops, training. One of them is the one that you're at the moment. We also have Truly Little Hero Awards, an initiative which is around rewarding young people in the UK and all over the world as well for their excellent or outstanding contributions to the society. So that is going to take place, going to start on the 1st of August. So be on the lookout for that. You can see on that slide that we have the endorsement from notable people in the society. They are in agreement with us that what we're doing is good, that it's good to recognize efforts and achievements of young people in our society. So it's going to be online. It's going to be a virtual thing. So please watch out for it. I also mentioned that we also do deliver workshops and trainings. And you can see on that slide, those are the feedback from one of our trainings that we had last year. Actually, something on communication, and the same facilitator that you have delivered this session last year, and it was phenomenal. You can tell from the feedback that we've received. A little bit, I think, ground rules before I go ahead. We're recording this session, so if you do not want anyone to see your face, please switch off your video. Otherwise, it's okay. Remain muted. Put your microphone on mute. If you have to speak, indicate, and then the facilitator will ask you to mute yourself, speak, and may I ask that you also mute yourself back again once you have said what you want to say. But we will be making use of our chat box. I think that's the main communication channel for us. So please, anything you want to say, quickly go into the chat box and say it. The facilitator will pick it from there quickly, and myself as well, I'll be looking out for your comments. Okay, so enough of my talking. I'm just going to hand you over to your facilitator, and that will be Juliana Olayinka. Over to you, Juliana.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much, Titi. Almost gave away some of the session too early. I hope you're all having a lovely Saturday. It hasn't been raining where I am, so hopefully it hasn't been raining where you are. I am Juliana Olayinka. I am your facilitator. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a journalist. I've been working as a journalist now for, oh goodness, almost 20 years, mostly TV, though I've worked in radio, I've worked for print, I've worked for lots of the names that you may know, including the BBC, MTV, Channel 4. I do a lot of business work. I have my own business show once every week. And so I understand, I put 2 pictures here because I wanted you to understand my 2 personalities, or lots of personalities you have to have if you're going to be a world-class communicator, because you need to speak to lots of different people. So this is me speaking with friends on a show I used to present. And then this is me most recently speaking to His Royal Highness Prince Edward, the Queen's son, her youngest son. So I can do lots of different things. So you're in good hands, right. So what we're going to do just for the next couple of minutes is we are going to take part in this quick survey. So if you've got your phone out, you can take a picture of this barcode and it will take you to slido.com, slido.com. I'm sure you've all done it before. You put hashtag COMMXRA, ComExtra, and please answer those questions. This is so calls for children can have your details and understand what kind of courses they need to put on in the future for you. So please do that. This is gonna be more interactive than last week. So if you were here last week and you didn't get the chance to speak, you will if you want to. But for now, just until we get through slido.com, if you've done it, put yes. And I can see how many people are here. So I should see quite a few yeses. So this is how we can start using the chat box. All right, hey Renelle, Sophia, Angela, thank you. Let's everybody put it in the chat box. We're gonna keep this up for just a few more seconds. I've only seen 3 yeses, and I know there's many, 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 many more people here. So as soon as you've done the Slido, great, Edward, put yes in the chat box, please. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to give you an outline just to brief you and just to make you understand why you're here. What's the point of this? Because it's not just a pointless online session. This is to be a communicator extraordinaire, and we're doing this in 3 sessions. So if you weren't here last week, you missed out on what it takes to be a world-class communicator, you know, making sure that you're doing things in the correct way, not spreading gossip or spreading fake news, understanding how to, you know, have an argument and a debate. So that was the who, what, why, when, how. Today, what we are going to be discussing is post-pandemic communications. We're going to be taking a look at how the world is likely to be now that we're coming out of this COVID situation. What is the job market going to be like? How are you going to be able to make yourself attractive and smart in this new type of era? So there's ways that we're going to go through today. And then next week, we're going to be navigating new social media, looking at some of the new trends that are out there, how you can stay relevant. Right. So what I want you to get by the end of next week, and I'm talking about a basic understanding, is to identify your key communication skills. That's what we're going to do within the tasks. You should be able to identify what you are good at. I want you to learn how to articulate yourself in every setting. You have to give your absolute best at all times. I know we're going to have bad days, there are going to be sad days, and that's fine. You can feel those ways, but when it comes to work, and especially when it comes to communication, you've got to give your best and articulate yourself at all times. I want you to understand that. We're going to be mastering the art of creating engaging content, knowing the right things to do, the things you need to improve on, understanding your audience, and discovering how to attract your dream role. I'm not just saying this, and I know people always say it probably to you all the time, but you can actually be anything that you want to be. If you work hard and you focus, and you make sure you do all the basics of the foundation, you can be anything, but you've got to understand the foundations of things, okay? Right, so let's jump right in. Is everyone all right? Let me have a thumbs up. Yes, you all here? Are you all here? Because I've not heard from any of you yet, I just want to make sure you're all here. Let me see that in the chat box. Yes, if you're paying attention. Thank you, Ara. Thank you, Sophia, Ranel. Thank you, Babaka. Okay. I'm sure one of the main things that you may have learned during the COVID lockdown is the importance of community. And that is one of the main things or kind of understandings that's come out of the pandemic, is that we need to rely on each other more. Check up on each other, understand the neighborhood and the area and the society that you live in. If you want to be a communicator extraordinaire, if you want to be somebody that stands out, then you need to focus on community, and you can do that by becoming a local champion. Community is without question central to our human experience. Being part of an engaging community gives us a sense of belonging. Community helps us to share our personal feelings, and it helps us to support the growth of each other, ourselves, and the environment. A community can be anything from a physical place where geographically people connect, or via a virtual space, such as a social media groups or private community platforms. So right now, we are a community, us, all of us, under the umbrella of Calls for Children. We have our own community. So whatever we're going to do after this Zoom class finishes, whatever we're going to do tomorrow, we know that we have a community of individuals who are enjoying learning how to communicate better. That's community. It's belonging to these small groups. And when you're within those groups, you do the best that you can. You do the best that you can. You support people, people support you, and that's very important. This is one of the foundations of being a great communicator. This is one of the foundations of standing out, where you have a group, a circle. So this is also within your family. This is within your form class. This is within your church. Wherever you have a gathering of people and you belong somewhere, you have to try your best to do good. Becoming a local champion continued. These are some of the benefits of being a local champion and understanding community a lot better. Influence. Influence is very important. With community participation comes empowerment. When people feel empowered, they feel a sense of control, enabling them to influence positive change. If you're somebody who works within a community or you're in a community and you decide, do you know what, I think this community or this group could be better by, maybe visiting the elderly once a week to give them their Tesco shopping. You could say that to somebody within your community. They say, oh, do you know, I think that's a good idea, but how could we do that? And then you start talking, you start creating, you start thinking, and you then create influence. So you then are somebody that can create positive change, and you're noticed for those things. You stand out, and you're not standing out because you want to show off. You're standing out because you're doing the right things and you want to be somebody that creates positive change, okay? Networking. An open bond with new connections is what builds valuable relationships. It helps us to reach our goals and brings a sense of security. Isn't it nice to go to school, but then to also go to athletics, or to have your friends at college, but then also have your friends at church? It's really nice to belong to groups and organizations, especially local communal organizations, because you then start to have lots of different friends. Like now, you know me. So if there's anything you ever wanted to ask me, you'd be like, yeah, but I did attend this community grouping, and this girl, Juliana, said she did this, so she's somebody that can help me. If you want to be a communicator extraordinaire, you need to know lots of different people. And I don't mean popularity. That's completely different. And that's not something I endorse. What I mean is, you know, different groups, people with different mindsets, people with different expertise, and this helps you to grow, okay? So that's very important. And that's what we've also learned during the pandemic. Post-pandemic, lots of people now understand their community. I'm sure you went to your local shop lots of times, right? Support. Being part of a community enables us to give support to other members. Being supportive of others will help them to feel good and better about themselves. With so much stress in the busy world we live in, there's never been a more important time to help others struggling with their mental and physical health. So that is, I would say, one of the most important parts of community. It's loving others. And I know that might sound silly, or it might sound quite far-fetched, but that is the most important thing you can do, just to support your neighbor, support your friend, even people that are difficult. You can have the feeling of like, oh gosh, you're really difficult, I don't want to be around you, but we don't judge, and we support and we love one another. The more you support people, the more people support you. That's just how the world works, is what you put in. It's like with homework, isn't it? If you're going to be somebody that revises, then you know when the test comes, you're going to have that knowledge. If you don't revise and the questions come, you don't know the answer, that's just because of what you put in. It's the same with relationships. The more, the kinder you are to people, the kinder people will be back to you. And that's really important. In fact, that's one of the most important lessons I think I'll have to say today. Okay, before I start to hear from you, because I am going to hear from you today, I said this is going to be very interactive. I want you to listen to this very short clip by UK Youth. And this is somebody talking about belonging to a community and what it's done for them in their lives.
Back then, people used to tell me, oh, what's your talent, Jonas? And I used to be like, I'm not sure, maybe like, exactly. I was a kid, I just wanted the opportunity to show that I know I can be successful, I believe in myself. 14, when my mum came and told me, we're going to send you to the 100 Black Men of London. I was just thinking, I'm just coming here for one taster session and then I'm off. I said, okay, I'll go back another week. Okay, I'll do another week. Interesting was, we were able to see that there was a job who was like, space where there are young people that I can talk to, are trustworthy, are friendly, not really helping. By challenging environments as he once was, because he's now so fixated on the fact that I'm going in the right direction. I was always optimistic, always wanted to learn, but it's gone to a whole other level now. I'm on the right track.
Okay, so what I want to ask you, as you can see on the slide there, is I want you to tell all of us, our community, this community, about another community group you belong to. I'm going to speak to 3 people. If your network isn't great, I don't think I'm going to be able to keep talking to you, but 3 individuals. If you want to speak, just say me, please, in the chat, and then I'll ask who should unmute. So if you want to speak and tell me about a community, and like I said, this could be a church, this could be an after-school netball club, this could be even a relationship you have with your siblings. Does anybody have a community group? Okay, brilliant. Ara. Okay, Ara. We'll take Ara and then we'll take Sophia. It would be great to see your video too, but if you just want to do audio, that's fine. But Ara, please tell us about your community group.
The community group I belong to is a performing arts school I go to every Sunday. And I've been doing it ever since I was 3 and I really enjoy doing it. So, yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to ask one question, the journalist in me. So what would you say, Ara, is the best thing about going to stage school?
I guess the best thing about going to stage school is the fact that it's helped me with my confidence a lot in school, because obviously I'm like singing in front of different people as well.
That's great. Thank you, Ara. Wonderful. Sophia, again, it would be great to see you on video, but if you just want to do audio, that's fine too. Tell us about the community group that you belong to.
I belong to my local Tang Soo Do community, which is like a martial arts.
So tell us, Sophia, so when did you start? What belt, if that's the right question, are you? And what's the best thing you love about it?
So I believe I started in 2019 when it just started. I was one of the first people there. And you start from white belt, which I believe is a lot of martial arts. You start from white belt. and I've gone up 4 belts, I think. So I'm on green belt now.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Sophia. We've got one more and then we'll move on. Frank Palmer, can we hear from you? Frank, are you there? Unmute yourself.
My community group is what I call the Black Gold Order. It's basically where I talk about finances with fellow people of my community, and obviously I get to network with the mentors and stuff, and it's really good because we talk about crypto and trading and multiple other things.
Wow. I think I'll be asking you for some advice later on then, Frankie. That's brilliant. Nice to hear that. Nice to hear that. Okay, that's great. I'm happy to hear that you guys are involved in different groups. It's so important. Like, this is the start of your network. Okay, right. We do have a little break, but you know, I'm thinking we continue, but we can have a break. What do you guys think? If you want a break, say yes. Oh, okay, you want a break. Okay, all right. Okay, let's have a break. We'll have a break for a couple of minutes. We spoke about how this is now post-pandemic. We're coming out of the lockdown and we're now in a new type of world because it has been difficult. One of the first things I said we need to do is become a local champion, thrive in your local groups. If you don't belong to one, please do start asking around. Secondly, now, and this is our next subject, you have to be digitally savvy. What does that mean? It means you need to make sure you understand the online environment and how crucial online is to the world these days. With the rapid pace of internet use, the need to maintain and upgrade digital skills is important. It's good that you guys, all of you guys, made it on here today. Some people are still struggling to join Zoom classes. Some students struggle to, you know, get on the Google Classroom. It's really important that you understand that post-pandemic, we are going to be living our lives a lot online. How do we tackle this? And how do we now say, right, okay, I'm going to make myself ready and prepared for this and thrive in this environment? We need to focus on setting smart goals. I should have said this at the beginning, actually, but it's really important. I hope you do have a pen and paper. And if I didn't say that, I'm going to be, you know, really putting my foot down, even though I can't see you. You need to write a lot of things down. It's very important to write. It stays. Setting smart goals. What are smart goals? SMART. Specifically identify your desired social media channel. Look, I'm not going to go into a whole online lesson. I did a little bit of that last year, and hopefully we'll be doing some more with Calls for Children, and we can go into that. But you need to understand that it will be very difficult to be on all channels. What social media channel works for you best? Even if you are on all social media channels, which I know a lot of people is best for you. You also need to measure your feedback. Measure your feedback with whatever you're doing online. And this isn't just being an influencer. This could be somebody who creates TikToks. I know a lot of guys like creating TikToks. Or for some people who just prefer to be online. You need to look at what people comment or where you think that you're getting the most traction and focus on that area. Again, I have to stipulate, we're not talking about likes. This is not a popularity kind of session. This is about hard work. So whether you're going to stage school and you're singing, or whether you're a photographer or you've put something nice, whether you like fashion and you put a nice outfit together, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about, oh, I like this because this looks pretty or this looks dope. No, those are fake likes. Right, achievable targets make better sense. So let's say if I'm a young writer, I've written in lots of publications, but I'm writing for the first time and I'm like, do you know what? I actually want that to be on my local community newspaper. They've got a website and I really want to get to that stage. Perhaps before you get to that stage, you may write in a local blog or a blog that's more accessible than the newspaper article. When you have a goal, it's always good to have goals underneath it so you can get to the greater goal. So it's good to have the great goal, but then you make achievable steps in between. It's very important because sometimes I definitely believe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps to happiness. But sometimes when we say, yes, I'm going to really do this and I'm going to go out and I'm going to play for Manchester United today, that's great. But before you play for Manchester United, do you want to go to the local five-a-side and do that once a week? So anything that you want to do, and it's an online target, always have small steps first. Relevance is key. It's very important as you transition to spending more time online, posting some of your work, building up your online brand, that you are relevant. Yes, you have to be unique. This is not about not being unique or not maintaining your character. If you're somebody that likes to write about horror films, or if you're somebody that likes to like different music, there is always going to be a space for you, but just make sure that you're staying up to date with current trends, and you understand that, yes, I might like doing this one thing, but perhaps I can go to the left a little bit, or perhaps I can expand it there. I may like only post in blue. One day I might post blue and green. Yeah. Timelines are always a good guide. You need a schedule. You need a schedule. When we talk about measuring feedback and achievable targets, we also want to say, yes, right, okay, so I want to write for the local Newham Recorder or Havering Times. How am I going to do that? I want to do that in the next 6 months. Okay, so if I need to do that in the next 6 months, maybe before I ask them to allow me to write for them, I should write for something else so they can see some of my writing. When do I want to get that something else? Within the next 2 weeks. I know, my school newspaper is always looking for people to write for. Maybe I should write for them first. You've got to have timelines, and these can be different timelines for any sector. It doesn't necessarily just have to be writing. If you're somebody who wants to be a singer, and you can see that there's a concert coming up, or there's an X Factor or a Britain's Got Talent, but there are local other things in between, put them on the timeline. Are we all there? I'm going to hear from you soon. I hope are we all listening? Okay, great. Brilliant. Okay, another area, important area, identify your audience. After you've outlined your goals, you need to outline your target audience. Pro tip, everyone is not an audience. I don't like taking pictures. I don't. Sometimes I can be having the most amazing outfit. Oh my goodness, it's so good. I want everyone to see. But I'm not really, I'm very camera shy. I'm very camera shy. So for Instagram, my audience is not the audience that like to see girls that always look their best. No, because I'm not comfortable doing that. That's not really my thing. I like watching it, but I'm not really going to be posting for that audience. I like news. So anything I can get that's short and snappy, I might put it on my Instagram. Anything that is interesting, I might put it up. And I know that the people that like my stuff like it because that's what they're looking for. So you need to understand that too. I think at your age, I know there's a lot of teenagers here, Perhaps you're still developing that, and that's fine, but you don't need to please everybody, okay? As I say, everyone is not your audience, and that is fine. There's enough people on this planet. Maybe it's potential customers, perhaps it's industry players and influencers. Either way, breaking down your audience will help you figure out the following: which social media sites to be active on. There are different audiences on different sites. Facebook is older, more family oriented. Facebook is the most popular social media app by far. Yeah, and obviously, maybe you do or do not know that Facebook also owns Instagram and WhatsApp. Instagram, we kind of know that audience, don't we? I'm sure we all know that audience. It really is just to see what is everybody doing right now. And then you've got Twitter, which I think is just more about breaking news and fast feelings. You know, you feel something, you put it on Twitter. And then we have things like LinkedIn. Gosh, I'm showing my age, aren't I? I should have said TikTok first. I'm sure you're thinking, well, how come she hasn't said TikTok? TikTok too, of course. I would say TikTok is really about fast facts. I just thought it used to be about doing all those, but no, I know you can find out everything on TikTok. But that's what I mean. You don't need to be like, oh gosh, I've got to have this account, I've got to have this, I've got to have YouTube. No, you know, fine. You can have the account, but if you don't want to post on it, don't post. Don't feel like you have to. Find which one works for you and stay there. The type of content you publish, we discussed this, like with me, I might be out and put a picture up, or I might not. I might just put a news piece, but people know what they're going to get from me. Yeah, this is about defining who you are. You're just going to start defining who you are, what you stand for, what you want. It's always going to change, but I think you should start thinking about this. Your voice and the information in your profile is very, very, very important. Like Titty now, she's telling people you can't come in here if you've got a nickname or something. Very good. We don't do tag names, especially because of the type of people we are and the type of people we want to be. We are known as, you can have a tag name. There are many famous celebrities who they weren't born the name they are, but you need to obviously make sure that's legal with your parents first and foremost, but also you need to know that, right, this is who I am, okay? You got to be, it should be a name you'll be proud of anybody calling you. Okay, this is a very, I think I'm going to play a couple of minutes of this video because this lady really does explain how, especially now when a lot of the stuff we've got to do is online, how you can make that space good for you.
So you want to be an influencer? Sounds awesome and glamorous, but what does that actually take? Today I've got 7 steps to achieving influencer status. The first step is to actually know what being an influencer means. Believe it or not, being an influencer isn't about how many subs or followers you have. It's about how much you can impact your viewers' buying decisions. So if you recommend products, will people buy it? Being an influencer isn't about the number of subscribers you have. It's actually about dollars. The second step is to niche down your content. Now, I know it seems like if you have a very focused content area on your channel, you're eliminating a lot of potentials for new subs or views. But remember, being an influencer isn't about how many subs you have. It's about how much you influence those subs and their purchasing decisions. So if you become the expert on one very particular thing, advertisers are going to want to reach your very particular audience. They don't want to spend money reaching a broad audience on broad topic videos. They really want to drill down and reach a particular target audience, and that is where you come in. Here's an example. This is Nima Tang. She's a big beauty blogger on YouTube. Nima is famous for her very deep complexion, so she reviews beauty products as someone who sometimes has a hard time finding makeup to match her skin tone. Now, Nima has more than 1 million subs. Now, compare that to Tati Westbrook, another beauty blogger who has more than 9 million subs, or Nikki Tutorials, who has over 13 million subs, or James Charles with 20 million. Now, Nina definitely has fewer subscribers, but she probably has a lot more influence over those subscribers, because those people most likely also have a hard time finding makeup to match their skin tone. So when she recommends a product, you know they go out and buy it. So if you are a company that makes products for people with deeper skin tones, Nina's audience is much more valuable to you than, let's say, Tati's broader audience. So they're willing to spend more to reach those targeted people. So don't be afraid to be narrow. Step number 3, so you want to be an...
Okay. So I know not all of you want to be an influencer, but what I wanted you to take from this video is that it's not about the likes. It's about being who you are. And when you're online, who you are is very, very important. And who knows, if you are somebody that wanted to be in an online business, you could make lots and lots and lots of money. Right, okay, now I want to hear from you guys. And I want to ask you, how will you transfer your practical skills online? I can give you a simple answer with me, and that was really being somebody that used to write in newspapers. And then I was able to put my stuff, you know, on an online website, though that one was a little bit easy. I'll come back with a harder one later, but that one was easy. But who is going to talk? You can talk to me. You don't just have to answer that task question as well. You can also tell me about what your social medias are like and how it may have changed during the lockdown, or do we even have any influencers online? If you want to speak, just say me. Let me hear from you guys. Come on, guys, let me hear from you. So this is one of the most important aspects of post-pandemic life, and that is spending more time at home. So as we've discussed, you need to be very involved in your community. We also spoke about the fact that you still have to be very much online, and you need to take that online profile and the opportunity seriously. But also another kind of weird combination is that working from home is going to become a lot more frequent. It's fair to say that life has been difficult over the past 18 months. COVID-19 has changed everything, and we have all had to adjust to new ways of living. I'm going to pause there because I really, really think it's important that we look at lockdown and how it was for everybody. I'm happy to share my experience, which I will with you guys, but I would really like to hear from you. And this one, I'm definitely not moving on until I hear from someone. And it doesn't have to be down and depressing. It can be, because it has been quite a depressing time, but it can also be uplifting. I really want to hear from somebody. And I know, yes, so before I talk about my experience, if you can share your experience, please type me, and I'm expecting to see at least 5. If I'm in the right session with world-class extraordinaires, communicator extraordinaires, then I know that there has to be somebody that would be willing to share. This is, again, an opportunity, you know. So if you are going to do that, please just write me, and then we can unmute you. Thank you.
Lockdown for me, it was okay, but sometimes I was like annoyed because I couldn't see my friends as much. And there were sometimes when I was quite happy because I was like, because sometimes it during work, like I would get distracted sometimes. Like when I was doing my work, I would just like stop and do something else, maybe because I wasn't really focused as much as I would be in class. But then we started doing like Teams meetings, and I think they helped me a lot more because I was actually like getting the help I needed. Like, because they were live lessons, I could just put my hand up and be like, oh, to my teacher, can I please have some help because I don't get this question. But before, I would struggle a bit more.
How old are you, Sophia?
11.
Oh, you're 11, wow. Are you year 7?
Year 6.
Oh, you're in year 6. Okay. So what would you say? So first of all, and I know this is probably going to be an easy answer. Are you happy that the lockdown is coming to an end?
Yes.
Yes. And what is the most about learning?
I didn't hear your question.
Oh, sorry. I said, what did you miss the most about being? No, actually, I'm going to ask you a different question. I'm going to ask you, what did you enjoy the most about being at home?
I think I enjoyed the most that I could get up at any point, just like stop my work and just go and get food. I enjoyed that a lot.
That's a good one. Yeah, I agree with you, Sophia. Thank you so much. Okay, you can mute yourself now. Thank you, Sophia. That was brilliant. Let's hear from Ara. Thank you, Ara. Unmute yourself.
Hi. So when the first lockdown started, I was in year 6. So at first I wasn't really thinking anything about it. But then after a while, me and my friends from year 6, we realized that we were going to miss our SATs. So we were kind of sad about that, but not too sad because it was like obviously a test. But now that I'm in year 7, we've been doing like a lot of team meetings, which is, I feel like I enjoyed being in lockdown more. Because, like, with the same reason as Sophia, I like getting up to be able to go and get food. But also, sometimes, like, because me and my friends were in most of the classes together, so we would just FaceTime on WhatsApp while we were in our classes and help each other with work, like we would normally in school. So, yeah.
I've got an 11-year-old daughter. I wonder if she does that too. But, you know, that was brilliant, Ara. Thank you. Yeah, I think for a lot of us, we do miss some of the elements of working from home. Angela, you've written something beautifully on the chat. Would you like to come and share it with us? Would you like to unmute yourself, Angela?
Okay, so my experience through lockdown is 50-50 plus because it was stress free. So I could wake up anytime, do my online lessons, and then do work, but then it wouldn't be a lot of work. It'd be a little work so I can clear my mind. And one part of it is that it was kind of annoying because I couldn't see my friends. We were on lockdown for so long, but I still managed to keep in contact with them over WhatsApp. And also, it's also helped me and my family get closer because we were in lockdown together for a whole year. So it helped us be better, like connect us better and like help each other out.
Wonderful. That is beautiful. Angela, how old are you?
I am 17. I'm about to be 18.
Oh, wow. I was thinking, yes, that was a very well articulated response there. So no, thank you. Yes, you're right. You know, it's that mood. You can mute yourself now, Angela. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sophia R as well. Brilliant. I'm expecting more people to speak before we come to an end. But no, you know, mine is similar to what Angela said. I really, really appreciated family. I have 3 children. Yes, 3 girls, which I'm sure you guys might be surprised or maybe not. But yes, spending all my time with them was brilliant. I get to see their likes, their dislikes, their twitches. Although because I'm a journalist, I was still going to work. I was still going out to work. Because I was deemed a key worker, although I definitely don't feel like a key worker at all. But because you're delivering news, it's an important service that had to keep going on. So I was going to work, but obviously nowhere else, work, home. So I did feel like I cheated a little bit. But thank you so much, guys. I thought that was important because, yes, like I said, we are talking about creating your own personal workspace. And basically, COVID has been really difficult and we have all been at home, but, you know, we can't get caught up with staying in bed late and enjoying all the food. We still have to remember that we're creating. and we're growing. And having your own workspace is very important. And I don't want any excuses unless you have 6 people in your bedroom, and there could be somebody online with 6 people in their bedroom, and I'm not saying that as a joke, I mean it, because it's possible. You can make a space, you can make something work for you. Spending less time at work and on campus is likely to become a regular thing. Working remotely isn't as scary as it seems. It is important to remember that everyone is different and that it takes time to find out what works best for you. Tips to make the best of working at home. Make lists. It's really important. When I told you I don't really work at home, but there are times that I do work at home. And when I'm working at home, I want to know exactly what I'm doing. I want to know exactly what I'm doing for the day. I want to know what time I'm doing it. Yes, I might put a little bit of time in for a snack, but no, there's got to be a guide for the day. You know, no guide, no destination. You need to create guides for yourself, but especially when you're working from home. Planning, all part of the same thing, and maintaining a routine. It's very important. It goes back to what we were saying about having a schedule to reach your goals, which I know you guys know about. And this isn't just 10 steps to happiness. No, this is the reality of being an achiever, working hard, you know, doing the best you can, putting your best step forward. Listing, planning, routining is crucial, but especially when you're working from home. Some of the reasons why we like working from home are most of the reasons why working at home is difficult. But if you start creating a space, an area, not just physically, but also in your mind, to know that, right, okay, this is what I want to achieve this week. Okay, this is what I want to achieve today. Okay, this is what I want to achieve before lunchtime. This isn't just for online learning, because I know you're all back at school and college, etc. This is also for Saturdays. This is also for Sundays. This is also for holidays. Because if you're going to be a communicator extraordinaire, and you're going to be somebody that has a job but has a business, if you're going to be somebody that has lots of community work going on, you need to create time to do this. And the only way you can create time to do this is that when you're doing it from home, you have somewhere in the kitchen, at the bottom of your bed, a pillow area in the side of your room, a desk, somewhere that is dedicated to this, and you make it work by making lists, by planning, by maintaining a routine. Mondays are the days I do this. Monday is the most important day of the week. Monday is the most important day of the week. And early morning is the best time to send important things. That's what you do on Monday mornings. Friday is a little bit relaxed. So on a Friday, this is what I'm going to do. For those of you still in school and college, Saturday is really important. I don't want to be feeling lazy on a Saturday morning. So what I'm going to do on a Saturday morning is I'm just going to wake up, have a shower, and have my breakfast. And I know that might sound a little PG, but that is not PG. That is really like you started off your day great. If you can get out of bed and your mum doesn't have to tell you to, or your dad or your sister, and you can, you know, say, right, Saturday mornings before 9 o'clock, I want breakfast. I really want breakfast before 9. It just becomes part of a routine and your day is going really, really well, okay? Let the home space be a good space for you. Even if you don't like your home or you don't like your room, learn to love something about it. Even if it's just an item, a piece of clothing, a book, something that you really like, and just make that your space. And then when you start doing other things like planning your day and starting to schedule things, these are the foundations of being great, okay? You've got to start with what you've got. If you can make what you've got good, you can then start climbing the ladder. So you've got to look at what you've got. So you know there can be no ingratitude. You might feel ungrateful. You can feel ungrateful or upset with your mum or your dad or just with life, but there has to be something within your personal space that you're grateful for and that you can work with and start building on, okay? These are very, very important tools I'm asking you to do. Remember your breaks, we're not robots. That's why I said you can have these feelings, you can feel bad, you can feel like you don't want to do anything, you can feel upset, and you can relax too. There can be days where you're like, you know what, I actually do need a lion and I don't care. You can do that, you can do that. And you must take breaks, especially when you're working. You can't be a robot, you do need to enjoy the space. That's why people like working from home. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Very important, because if you're going to be working from home, and when I talk about working from home, as I'm talking to you guys, what I'm thinking about is your community group or some college work or a hobby on the weekend. That's what I mean when I'm talking about working from home. You might get stuck. Ask for help. You can't say, oh gosh, I don't know how to do this calculation, so that's it, it's done. I couldn't pass this online thing. No, it doesn't stop just because you're at home and there's no one to ask. Ask somebody. There's no one at home to ask. Obviously, I know you guys use Google. Google's not the great way. That's why you need a network. That's why the community group is important too. And for those of you online who are very, very shy and don't like making friends, when I say don't like making friends, I mean don't put, you like being on your own. If you're somebody who likes being on your own, it's even more important for you to go to community groups, because you'll find that those groups are very, very easy to be yourself in. You don't feel as judged because you step just a little bit out, okay? That's why you need to be within the community, because then you don't need to be afraid to ask for help. You can ask someone from your community group, okay? If you don't have that yet, that's fine. You can be using Google. But again, if we're talking about foundation to become a communicator extraordinaire, these are the things you need to work on. Right, are you all here? Let me see some yeses. Let me see some yeses in the chat box if you're here and you're listening. Great, 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 great. It's not enough yeses. I need more yeses. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so not saying copy and paste this, but this is just a little idea. This is just a nice personal space. Okay, my space doesn't look that great, but I just wanted to inspire you guys. So I'm going to speak to you again, and listen, this is really important. I've explained to you the kind of work I've done. So when I'm asking people in the sessions to speak, I really would like them to speak. We've had some wonderful speakers already, but there are some more. I want to hear from you guys, you know. But you don't have to, it's not by force, but you know, this is a great opportunity. Remember, we're a community. We're a community. We're not judging each other at all. So, right, who is going to speak and describe their ideal space for us? So, brilliant. Destiny, this is what I'm liking. Right, come on, Destiny. You can unmute yourself, Destiny.
My ideal space is like a bed and a bookshelf with all my books there, and that's like either black, white, or grey, or all of those colors. And maybe parts are pictures of me, my family, and friends, and on the wall or on the shelf and stuff. And the desk with like a laptop and or computer with a chair there, so I can do stuff.
You know what, that got me, so I was so happy with that. I actually went back to the video. I'm so sorry about that. Thank you, Destiny. That sounded really, really, really nice. This is the kind of creativity I'm thinking about. Right, thank you, Destiny. Sophia, can you describe your ideal creative workspace?
Okay, so I think it'd be like quite a spacious room with maybe a pastel colored desk, so a pastel theme, some nice like shelves, like they said in the video, maybe a white chair, or like light colored, some maybe like, you know, hidden drawers that maybe are in the shelf, like those for extra storage.
Wow, I love that. Thank you, Sophia. And Ara, please. Ara, what's your creative space likely to look like?
Personally, for me, I wouldn't have a chair that can spin around, because I know that personally for me, I probably get distracted by the chair and start spinning around on it. And also I probably have, because we are talking about the subject in school on whether or not when you're like doing homework, do you like playing music? And personally for me, I concentrate better when I'm listening to music. So I probably have like a place where I can put my phone so I can listen to music while I do my work.
And what I was saying is that vision is very important. When you see it, you can achieve it and have it. And I know these quotes are cheesy, but I'm telling you, they're real. They're real, guys. Right. Okay, as we're wrapping up, we are wrapping up. I set you an assignment last week. And again, I'm not a negative person, so I'm not going to point my finger and be mad that many of you did not give your homework. And that's because we did get somebody to hand in a homework, which was to do a 60-second public broadcast about something you're passionate about. And so I'm really happy. But let me tell you something again. This is a really wonderful opportunity. And if you want to be a communicator extraordinaire, you have got to stick to the rules, even if they're not legally binding, okay? So I really want you guys to participate in your homework. Next week, I'm expecting every single person, and I can see who's online now, to give something to the email address, okay? But back to our positive. I'm really happy that Sophia Afinoy took her time out to talk to us about lockdown restrictions. So let's listen to Sophia's passionate piece about lockdown restrictions.
Hello, my name is Sophia Afinoy, and I will be talking to you about why I think that this June 21st rule of removing all COVID measures would not be a good idea. I know that Boris Johnson has already said that he won't do it, but we have just come out of a lockdown and we had just reached no COVID deaths. So us going from that in like 2 weeks to straight, no lockdown, no masks, no social distancing, it doesn't make sense. There's no, it's more like we need to leave a gap for time to for things to get better. So it needs to go from one period of stage where it goes from 0 COVID deaths, and then you can slowly release it. I think they should have kept it like that. And that is why I think that the June 21st thing was not reasonable.
Sophia, can I just say that was absolutely amazing. Well done. I'm very, very proud of you. In fact, your parents should be very proud of you. That was a brilliantly articulated, I would say, not a proposal, but a broadcast. I think, firstly, to give you 2 very important critical feedback. So you were arguing against lockdown being lifted further on the 21st of June. What you could have done is you could have also referred to the people who disagree with you. So you could have said, I understand that people are feeling very anxious and do want to see their loved ones or party again, but when you're building up your communication skills, it's very important to acknowledge the other side, even if you don't agree with them. You don't have to agree with them, but for effort, I'm going to give you an A star. Well done. And this is what I would have loved to have seen more of this, guys. I would have loved to have seen more. So I hope that next week you are going to deliver your homework.
Hello, my name is Sophia.
Okay, so without further ado, for this week, I want you to identify a community group in your area and write 3 reasons why it will be beneficial for you to join this group. I want you to explore your key skills and describe how they will impact the community organization that you choose to align with. So I want you to think about which community group you belong to. I said this is a church, this is Course for Children, this is stage school, this is athletics, this is any group that you belong to outside of school, okay? And it can be an after-school club. If you don't belong to any place, then you can describe a dream community group that you belong to. And it's very important that you explain how this is going to, how you're going to enhance that group. Okay, Titty's here now, so I think I've definitely gone over. But yes, you've seen the email address. Send it to cause4children.ltd@gmail.com by this week Friday. And I would really like to present this stuff to you, okay? Okay. Feedback? Okay, yes, feedback. Okay, so if you can please, guys, you've got to participate. It's great that we're having lots of people participate, but lots of you are also not. So can you please go to slido.com? So it's slido.com. Yeah? And then you put hashtag COMMXRA in capital letters. If you've got your phone out, you can scan the screen now, okay? And this data is to ensure that you have some really great courses coming up. These are beneficial for you guys, they are. Okay, thank you all so much. It was really great talking to you. And I'll see you next week. I'm handing over to Titty now.
Okay, thank you so much, Juliana. Come on, give your own round of applause to Juliana. Let's see it in the chat. Say thank you if you really had an amazing time to this up. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much, Juliana. We appreciate you, and we're looking forward to another exciting time next week. Guys, please, that feedback is very important. It's very, very important. If there's something you want to tell us, there's no point keeping quiet. No one is going to see you. Just go there and say it. Good things, whatever you want to tell us for us to improve on. I think, yeah, we would like that for you to do that. Now, before we go, you can see before you an upcoming event. It's called Young Careers Planner. At this event, we're going to get someone from the HR to come and talk, human resources they call, to come and talk to you about roles that you should be thinking about, especially when that's what the target audience for this one is 14 and over. When you start to pick your subject for GCSE, or you are in college already, you're thinking of what to do when you get to uni or afterwards, if you're not going to uni. I've got 5 fantastic young professionals, young guys that are doing very well in different fields, different roles that they're new, and you need to be aware of them, so that you too can think about it, that yeah, if there are roles like this, maybe this is actually what I need. So so it promises to be a very, very, very super packed event. Now it's open on Eventbrite. Please go there to register. It's free. It's going to be in July. You can go to our website, www.causeforchildren.co.uk. You can go to our Facebook, Instagram, where you can also pick up those links to where to register for this event. Okay, so please don't make note of it. It's going to happen in July, in about 3 weeks. So don't you forget. Another thing we would like to mention is we will be giving out certificates to those. So we've had 2 sessions now, so you have to attend all 3 in order to qualify for that. So if you like to receive a certificate of participation, then ensure, especially if you've attended session 1, session 2, you don't want to miss session 3, which is next week. Okay, so enough of me talking. It's nice learning together with you guys this afternoon. Enjoy the weather, and I will see you next week. Bye.